The next generations of PlayStation and Xbox both expected to come out this year, but Gamer World News entertainment host Tian Wang says it's unlikely that these would be the last physical models. I guess that sounds right as technology changes day to week to month to year, it almost seems like. So what's going to be the story of video games in 2020?
So it's very interesting. I tend to look at this from a historical perspective, and I think 2020 is going to be an inflection point for the video game industry.
How so?
The reason for this is because the next generation consoles are going to be coming out from Microsoft and Sony. So this is going to be the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. And it's quite possible that these consoles may be the final generation of video game consoles before everything moves on to these cloud-based subscription services.
Cloud-based streaming, which is what just about every other industry is moving toward.
Yeah, Netflix for games.
Well, Netflix for games, when I hear cloud-based streaming, I think about Amazon. They can be getting involved in this somehow?
Every tech company is going to be getting involved in this. You know, Google already, they were the first movers here. They had Google Stadia, which is their cloud-based streaming service. Microsoft is getting involved. Amazon is getting involved. If I had to pick a winner, though, I think Microsoft is probably in the best position to succeed.
Why?
Simply because they have been making video games for decades now, and they have a huge library. If you look at what happened with Google Stadia when they first came out.
Yeah, but you could say that in 2010 about Blockbuster, right? Moving forward with movies, and look at what happened to Netflix. So is best position necessarily where you want to be at the starting point of the next decade?
Well, I mean, if you look at what happened with Google Stadia, they certainly had the first mover advantage, but one of their greatest weaknesses is that they actually don't have a history of making video games. Microsoft does, and so when this new technology comes into play, you have to be able to sell it to the video game fans. It's like, hey, we actually have this new technology, but we actually have cool games to play.
So what about, you know, you got to play the video game, you got to sit on the couch with the big screen TV and all of that. You got the box there, etc. With streaming, you can be able to do it on the cell phone. You put your iPods in or your earpods and do it there if you want. I mean, what's the future hold there?
I mean, that's basically the sell from Google Stadia. Is you can play it on TV, you can instantly switch onto your computer, onto your phone, and it's going to fundamentally reshape mobile games, because right now mobile games are very simple, and some people criticize them as cash grabs. But when you have the best games that are out there, you know, on your phone.
So, as a father of two young children, is this going to get more expensive or less expensive in the decade? Because as things move off the television into the phone, I would think in streaming that it might get cheaper, right?
It should get cheaper. I mean, that's the whole point, is that when you're investing in a new video game console, you're going to have to pay somewhere like $400 to $500. The whole point of streaming technology is to completely bypass this.
Right.
Yeah, save you some money.
All right.
For your kids, right?
$400 to $500. The question is, what else do you spend it on then?
Exactly.
Tian Wang, very interesting. Good to hear from you. Thank you.
My pleasure.